Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacey if you're new here, and today's video is going to be another productive day in my life. And if you don't know, I am a Dream Vacations travel advisor specializing in cruises, Disney parks, all-inclusive resorts, and group trips. And I'll have all my information linked down below with my free quote form, and I do not charge for my services. It is 100% free for you to use. And also, I post 3 videos a week: a productive day in my life, a fitness journey video, and I'm currently training for a half marathon, and a travel video. And today's video, I have to get myself ready. I have to batch film 5 videos today, 3 different travel videos, or am I doing 6? 5 or 6, including this one I'm currently filming. I don't know. So I've got a lot to do. Let me quickly show you what I'm working with currently after I get showered, makeup, ready to film, and all of that. Okay, so I've got a box of stuff. I've got some Halara products on top, my running vest, my box of Amazon stuff. So this is all like stuff that I purchased for upcoming cruises for basically the next year. Could I have spread it out over a while, but probably. Anyway, so I got that. I have to make the bed. Tater looks extremely comfy, but he will have to be moved so that I can make the bed because I'm going to be filming here. I'll have to clean up my nightstand over there. That is what I'm working with. I am going to shower and I was not even zoomed out all the way. Anyway, I'm going to shower and get myself ready to batch film all of those videos. decided I'm going to work on training for a half marathon instead of the full marathon, and I'll get into all the details later, perhaps tomorrow. So today is day 1, and I'm doing an easy run and some mobility as well. And so today's easy run is a 2.75 mile run at a conversational pace, no faster than 15:45 per mile. And I'm going to be doing this one outside. This is actually the first run I'm doing outside. Thus far, I have ran everything on the treadmill. So okay, it's a little windy, so I don't know if you can hear me, but about halfway. It's definitely a lot harder than I anticipated, partially because it's the first run I've done outside, so having that a little bit of elevated heart rate because I'm a little anxious just from being outside. I don't know. That's just how I'm feeling, so it's making it a little bit harder to do this, so that's okay. I'm trying to do my intervals of 3 minutes running, 1 minute walking, but I'm just doing run walk, trying to keep my pace slow around that 15-minute pace, and just walking when I feel like I need to. So yeah, there's a lot of downhill parts because I went a lot of up on the way to like where I'm out and back running, so that will be nice to have some downhill spots. Okay, so it's another day, and I'm in my husband's office. He just rearranged his whole room. He had 2 desks to hold his personal computer and then a work computer, so he just put it all on this one big L standing desk. So I'm helping him figure out all of the cable situation, because this is all right here, just the cables for his work computer, and then his personal computer cables are going to end up being up here, kind of make it a little bit cleaner. But yeah, because he got a new computer that he is super excited about, so he's gonna switch all that out while I do this. So I will show you once I figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, got all the cords all situated. I pretty much wrapped up every single cord separately with these cable ties. The only cords that are really hanging down is this one, which is the power strip that's in that box, in that basket thing, and then all the rest are just wrapped up each individually so that they're just nice and organized. That's the internet cable, coax cable thing. And then over here, the other computer power, and then power strip. The only thing I don't like much is this bundle of wires over here, but that's okay. And then over here, Tyler's fancy computer, is how all the cables are. Because this is stationary and it's a standing desk, we needed to make sure all of the cables here can go up and down without affecting the monitors here or the computer itself. So far, I think that's it for the cable management. So last weekend, we had rearranged the entire room. As I mentioned a little bit ago, there was 2 desks in here where he had his personal computer and then work computer separately, and it basically took up the entirety of the room the way he had it. He had a smaller corner desk right in here, and then over here was this big desk that came to like here and came this way, and so it kind of created like a cubicle between the 2 desks. And then we had some other stuff here, and some of this isn't staying here, cat trees, because we have 3 cats. So ends up having basically just this stuff, his chair, one of the cat trees will stay in here, and then we're adding a recliner in here as well. So it does not take up the entire room. Like, this is actually a pretty small room as it is. Because we moved all that stuff, I didn't want to do the cable management twice, so I told him I would help him once the computer came in, because he was waiting for it to be delivered, because he bought it online. I don't know anything about computers, so I'm not going to go into what computer he got. Okay, we got a box to put all the bundle of cords in. Looks a lot better. Tyler actually put all the cords in. I didn't do any of that. It's another day. I am finishing up a video. I just filmed my Amazon haul that I got for some upcoming cruises and things. I just finished it up because I started it one day, and then I think at the beginning of this video, I was working on starting that. So I realized a couple of, like, two different things. Three videos a week is going to be way too much work. It'll be a lot easier to do once I start my cruise series, because I'm literally going to have enough videos from the trips that I'm going on in the next year to have a daily vlog, my ship tour, cabin tour, ship reviews, and a compilation full trip vlog. So, like, I'm going to do my daily vlogs all in separate videos, and then I'm going to compile the highlights and put that all into one video as well, for people who would rather just get, like, an overview of a trip, which is a totally valid. Sometimes when I'm just researching a trip, that's what I want. I don't necessarily need a daily vlog from people I've never watched before. So having an overview video of their trip is a good way to, for one, get introduced to the content creator and decide if maybe I want to return to their videos, but also get a good sense of the ship, the trip, that kind of thing. So between all of that type of content, I'll have plenty of videos to have content ready to go to just edit week to week for one of my videos. But I do also want to focus a little bit more on short form content as well, doing YouTube shorts, which I've been working on. I have a handful of videos that I had in my drafts that I just needed to get posted. So I do want to also focus on some short form content as well, posting something daily. So I'm dropping down to 2 videos a week instead of the 3, so that I can focus on a little more than just long form videos, because the long form videos do take a ton of time to edit. So I'm going to do a weekly vlog, which is just going to combine the lifestyle things, whatever I feel like talking about, plus my half marathon training, which I realized I was going to explain why I dropped from a full marathon down to a half marathon. So I was thinking about it, and I'm almost halfway to where it's almost the halfway point from when I began the training to my actual marathon. And the same race offers a half. And I've always started out thinking, I was like, I'm going to train for a full marathon. And then if I feel like I need to drop down, I'll drop down to a half. And I will still run this race no matter what. And I'll tell you why I'm set on running this particular race once it gets closer to it. Because it's a really cool location that it is at. So I have been pacing for marathon training at a 7.5 hour finish time. And I was thinking about it. This is my first race. And 2 main things. 1, I don't want to be running for 7 hours. That just sounds like a great way to burn myself out from running and then never want to do it again. Because at this point in time, I do enjoy running. These past several weeks, I've actually been kind of on and off with my training, not as consistent as I would like. I was really, really good for the first 4 weeks, and then after that, kind of so-so, 1 to 2 runs a week. And I think some of that stemmed from the anticipation of training and then getting through all of these runs. And my current 5K time is about 45 to 50 minutes, which is fine. I'm not worried about being a slow runner. I am okay with that. However, I just didn't want my first race to burn me out from running. And then looking at my training and the long runs I would have to do, it's a lot. It's a really big time commitment when you are currently I'm looking at like a 14-15 minute mile pace when you are a slow runner. And that's okay. I can take the time to improve my pacing and then run a marathon, maybe the same one this time next year, or maybe travel somewhere in like 2027 to run a marathon and aim for like a 5-hour pace. Like, that sounds like a good goal to work towards instead of my goal was just to finish, which is a good goal to have. I just really didn't want to push myself to be like, okay, we're going to finish in whatever time it's going to be, and then literally take all day long to do it. Like, that doesn't sound like fun to me, because 5 hours sounds better than like 7 to 8. Yeah, and that's taxing on the body, and I just simply didn't want to do it that way. So I am doing a half marathon at this same location, same race, and I am super excited for that. I did my first run outside the other day, which I don't believe I recapped. I did not recap it. And I've only ran one day this week. The week just got away from me, and then, yeah, that is all. So for some reason, my watch was tracking weird, and I think I figured it out. I had my settings set for my watch to track as if I was on a treadmill, and then it wouldn't auto pause, but I also wanted to track it in my phone because I could hear the like, you're halfway, that kind of thing, and it doesn't give me that on my watch. I mean, maybe it will if I had my sound on, but I leave my sound off on my watch all the time, so, and it just vibrates. I don't even have notifications for text messages sent to my watch. My watch I basically use as my running tracker, and that's it, because my Apple Watch is really old and it really doesn't hold a charge longer than maybe 8 hours plus a workout. So anyway, that run was a 2.75 mile easy run, and I did it in 42 minutes and 38 seconds with an average pace of 15:22, which is actually pretty good. And it's kind of funny because during that run, I was thinking a handful of different things. For one, I felt like it was a pretty shitty run, but after reflecting on it, it really wasn't that bad. So my initial thoughts were that I was walking more than I was running. I could not get my heart rate down, and it was really hot out, and I did not bring water because I was thinking 2.75 miles is fine without bringing water with me. But I am the type of runner that needs water no matter the distance, no matter what. So I think that I will always have my running vest with me with some water, even if it's just my little running flasks and not like a water bladder, which I would have with me for a marathon. It's just the type of runner that I am. Maybe that'll change in the future, but as of right now, that's who I am. And it was also 80 degrees. So yeah, and then it was my first run outside in several years. And for some reason, that just got my anxiety going. So my heart rate was already elevated and I just could not lower it. So between that, and I was running a slightly new route I had never been to, and it was a perfect distance for that distance that I went, but I didn't know exactly where it was going. I was just doing an out and back, and it ended literally right where I needed it to for the run, and I didn't realize like the distance it was going to be. And then I realized I was upset that I was walking more than I was running because I was trying to keep my heart rate down, and my heart rate was between like 160 and 175 the entire time I was out. For one, I started too fast in the very, very beginning, which is a struggle I've always had with running. And then thinking about it, that pace was my pace I was working on the treadmill when I was running. I was running at that pace on the treadmill. So that being mostly my walking pace while outside is actually progress. And in the moment, it felt like it wasn't. But it is progress because walking pace oftentimes is slower than your running pace. So for my walking pace to equal what I've been training at in the gym for my running pace is actually progress, which means I have room to improve my actual running paces because my walking pace is now what I was training at in the gym. I hope that makes sense because I had to come to terms with that because I was upset at myself for walking more than running, but still finishing in the same amount of time. But why was I upset at that? I don't know. I think it was just because I was already anxious to begin with, and yeah, and mad at myself for not bringing water. So anyway, that was actually the only workout I did. I'm going to go for a run here shortly, and it is a 6-mile run. It's a long run. Yeah, 6-mile run, which I'll probably take my same route and then just double it. So I'll go one way, come back, go out, come back instead because I don't feel like going anywhere. And this just literally allows me to leave my house, start running, come back. It's estimating I'll finish that in an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes. So yeah, I will include those clips in this video and then we'll wrap it up from there. Okay, so I'm gonna eat a little snack first before I get on my run. And also fill up my little water flasks. This one's 8 ounces, so it's smaller with some electrolytes. And this one's a little bit bigger. I'm gonna put some ice water in because currently it is 78 degrees out, so a little warm. And then I'll have my running vest with me. And then when I get back, I will eat a proper lunch. I haven't really eaten a whole lot today because I just wasn't terribly hungry for breakfast, so that could backfire on me. So, and I'm still not hungry, so I need to eat something. Electrolytes, ice water. I also just realized I had this in the freezer, so between these two things, that should be enough to get me through my 6 miles. Honestly, it may be too much, but I did not eat a whole big breakfast this morning, so this is what I've got. I'm going to eat this, stretch a little bit, warm up, and then get out the door. Okay, 1 mile in, 14-minute pace. It's actually really good for me, so I'm pretty happy so far, and I'm already feeling so much better than I did the last run, so that's good. Okay, I stopped about halfway to take a break, get my cooling towel, because I'm getting a little hot, so it's making it a little harder. So I meant to bring this with me, but I didn't, and that's okay. So halfway, 4 miles in, 2 miles left. I'm definitely starting to fatigue a lot, so walking a little bit more of this one than intended, but that is okay. This is technically a distance PR for me. I haven't done 6 miles in a few years, so for this half marathon training, it's fully a PR. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It is windy, so okay, last mile. Definitely tired, but that's okay. Literally my second run of this training program outside, so that's okay. It's also the longest run I've done this entire training program as well, so it's good. But in the home stretch. just finished that run. For some reason, my data got tracked really, really weird because on the Runna app, I started the workout and it said start on Apple Watch. So that's what I did, and I've never done it that way before. And then when I ended it, it didn't do what it should have done. And I'm not sure why, and I am hungry, tired, sweaty to figure it out at the moment. So when I edit, I'll put in the stats on the screen if I am able to find it, because I'm not sure exactly how fast I was, what my splits were, any of that stuff. So I am going to eat this salad. I have this Hillshire Farms pepperoni. What is the cheese? White cheddar and these little crouton things. And a salad to eat. And apparently, I was informed we're having a salad for dinner tonight too. So I will likely have some type of carb thing later, maybe half a bagel, not sure. But we'll see how I feel. If I feel hungry later, I will do that. Or we have ramen. And I've been really liking ramen as a random late night snack. Well, like before bed snack, I guess. Which is great electrolytes as it is. I mean, great carbs, and it has salt, so it does replenish electrolytes. Speaking of, I am having electrolytes. The kind I have has only 600 milligrams of sodium in it, which is the first thing to sweat. It's the first thing that you sweat out. First of potassium, magnesium, and sodium. So I added some table salt to it, and I had one of these earlier about in the first half of my run, and I am very sweaty, so I absolutely needed more electrolytes for sure. And yeah, so all I know about my run is I cut it by 0.2 miles, so I did 5.8 miles. And really all it was I passed my house once, and then I thought I went a route that would get me exactly back to my house at the end of the 6 miles, and it did not. And I did not feel like passing my house again, which is why I like out and back runs, because if I'm doing a loop and I pass my house, I'm more likely to stop at my house. Luckily for this run in particular, my out and back was about half of the distance I needed, a little less. But it gave me the opportunity to come home, get more water, get my cooling towel, and then take like a 5-minute break in AC and then head back out because it's a little warm. It's like 80 in the 80s. And I could have ran earlier when it was a little bit cooler, but I'm an afternoon workout person at the moment in this point in my life. So I'm going to work with what I got. So, I'm going to eat and then take a shower because I am tired and sweaty and hungry. So, yeah. I think I forgot to say my estimate of how long I think it took me. I left the house around 2:30, I think, 2:20, and I estimated I would be back at 4. So, roughly the estimate that Runna gave me for the distance and time. So yeah, I'm going to end this video here. I have already began the next weekly vlog, which I'll include bits and bobs of my half marathon training here and there, and I'll have an Amazon haul video for my upcoming cruise coming up later this week, and then my Halara haul next week will be up. So if any of that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And I'll have daily shorts and stuff like that also, and TikTok and Instagram Reels. I post the same thing on all the platforms, even Pinterest and Lemonade. But right now I'm also clearing out some drafts of advertising my travel agency. I'm not a fan of how I did those videos. I kind of scripted them just to test how I wanted to do it, but I didn't like it. I don't like it as much. It feels a little less authentic than I would like, but I just want to get those through, get them out of the way, because I did work on them and I'm still growing my channel. So it's those growing pains, and I have some trips coming up. I don't know if I mentioned that in this vlog. Maybe I did. I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna quit yapping and quit trying to end this vlog 16 times and go ahead and end it now so I can eat, because I'm hungry and I need to sit because my legs are fatigued. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.